Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for F1 Manager 2023 as we continue our run here with Alfa Romeo, starting our second season. Get to see if any of the development, the research, the new staff, any of that stuff has made any difference coming into this season. We did finish last season in 8th place, although, as you guys remember, we did have a very unfortunate single race that let Williams jump ahead of us. So for all intents and purposes, we were the 7th best team. I'm just the 8th best manager, apparently. No, I'm just kidding. Made one mistake, not a big deal. We kept our job. I'm not worried about it. It's a new season. We're going to be able to have a chance to do some better stuff this season. So obviously what I mean by that, though, I guess what I'm really getting into is that we were getting points last season, right? Point here, 2 points there, things like that. So obviously we expect to continue to get points. My dream, my goal would be to be competing with Haas here. For 6th place. Now I know that's not much of a jump. It's not much of a jump positionally, but it is a pretty big jump in points. I mean, going from 15 points to close to 100 points, 78, 80, 90 points, something like that, would be a pretty significant jump. Now, if we started competing with Alpine, that would be, I think that would be an above and beyond season as far as I'm concerned. And then we'll kind of go from there, right? That's really the goal, is just we got to take whatever small pieces we can along the way. As far as what we've got coming into this season, we're keeping our 2 drivers that we've got right now, Bottas and Piastri. We do have a new reserve driver coming in, Theo. We remember him from last season. So he's definitely going to be available if we do decide to swap Bottas out at some point. Or we might go pursue a different driver. I don't know. We haven't decided yet. Piastri has not worked out as successfully as I would have hoped. I will admit that. So we'll see what happens with him as the season continues. We have new... Let's go look at our staff. We have a new technical chief. We've got a new head of aerodynamics. We've got a new race engineer coming on board. We're not replacing Jorn Becker yet, but we will possibly towards the end of the season. We'll have to take a look. And then we already got a new sporting director, so we saw that. We've built up a couple pieces of facilities. We've actually got a new factory coming in here actually relatively soon, 27 days. That's not too bad. Car part test center coming up here in a day, so that's awesome. Lots of new things coming on. We did stay under the cost cap last season, very barely. We obviously learned from our mistakes that we're not going to be doing quite as much development this season. Focus more on research this season than we did. That way we can have a better chance of keeping under that budget, especially with the cost cap being less this year by about $5 million, if I remember correctly. So that's going to be, not only did we just barely hit it last season, it's even worse this season. So, but like I said, we're going to make some good changes, some positive changes that I think will help things out in the long run. Now, on the flip side of that, all of our staff is more expensive. We've got more facilities, not a ton more, but a few more facilities that are going to make that more expensive. So we do have less overall money to spend. Now, if we can plan things out better with our new factory, we should hopefully have less emergency parts, things like that. So just, I think better decision making and just less overall development will help us stay under the new cost cap. So that's the goal. That's where we're at. I don't think there's anything else to look at. Let's just jump right in to the next season. Welcome to the new season. Did we ever get our 12 million bucks for winning the fastest pit stop? Am I just dumb and blind that I didn't see that pop up somewhere? Well, we'll look at that here in just a minute, but let's take care of our sponsor obligations. So we got the race hospitality. The pit crew performance will decrease on each race day that the team hosts sponsors in the pit. Let me think about that for a second. So it's $364,000 total. Is that correct? That is not that much money. Really not that much money at all. I mean, if it was $364,000 per race, which I mean, there's no reason why it would be that, then it might be worth going for something like this potentially, just because we'd still probably end up with the fastest pit stop crew, but we still make a little bit of this money on the side. Now, if it's only $364,000 total, and there's even a slim chance that we could lose our sponsorship or our fastest pit stop money, then I don't think this is worth doing any more than we have to. But we're already at the minimum, so we'll just go with it as is. Unfortunate that it is at the minimum. Memorabilia rooms morale boost will be paused on the day of each event. Honestly, I'm okay with the memorabilia room morale boost being paused if we can get a little bit more money. So I'm going to go ahead and max that out. I mean, it's not much money. All right, this is just a one-time thing, right? Let me just check something real quick. Per race, we're at 2217 down here per race. If I were to drop this down, yeah, that doesn't change that. It just changes the total. I mean, it's not much money. It's almost not even worth it, but it's honestly also not that big of an impact. Driver appearance does reduce their development skills. Now, what I'm okay with this is making it only a Bottas thing. Obviously, could be worth a good chunk of money, but I'm okay with Bottas pausing some development. That's okay. I wish I could split it up where I could let Bottas pause his development and maybe Piastri did like half as many or something like that. I might consider that, but for now, this is fine. We'll get as much money we can from there. It does lower our overall total because we did reduce that. Merchandising, I'm okay with, I think, because it does net us a gain of stuff over the course of the season. So I'm honestly okay with maxing that out if we can. I mean, it's a big chunk of money that we lose up front, but we're gaining $8 million over the course of the season. So I think this is okay. It's a little scary because it does, like I said, drop us a big chunk here up front, but we'll go with that. Race simulator events, weekly driver development boost is reduced for each week of the event. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that at all. We don't want our drivers to not develop at all, because that would include Piastri and our reserve driver. Race day factory events. Factory will pause all car part manufacturing projects while hosting. It's really not that much money. I don't know that we want that either. That's really not that great. And then just randomly sporadic factory. See, I don't think either of these is good. Normally I like to go with whatever money I can get, but this just doesn't feel good. And then this will give them reduced performance during the race. I'm honestly tempted to put Piastri on this because we're not really depending on his performance that much early on anyway. If we just give him a big chunk of this, that gets us a little bit of money back. Yeah, sure, his performance is reduced, but we're really it's gonna be another season, I think, where Bottas is gonna carry the points for us. So as long as he doesn't reduce his development, now this could also see if he's distracted. Now, is reduced performance mean more crashes, or is reduced performance just mean just not as good? I suppose one aspect of performance is the ability to stay focused on the track, right? I mean, we crashed one time and we're paying more than 1.7 million bucks. So no, we're gonna get rid of that one as well. Again, I'm okay with the merchandising. I'm okay with Bottas not having development on, the race weekend. So that's probably not the end of the world. And maybe I should do less, but honestly, I think that's fine. We'll go with this. I think I'm okay with this for the most part. Gets us 3.273 million bucks per race. Yeah, I think I'm okay with all this. Definitely more than it was last season, so that'll be helpful. All right, so board wants us to be 7th or above again. All right, that should be fine. Did we... I don't see where we got... Yeah, there's a new cost cap, 134. I think it was 139 last season, or roundabouts there. Regulation change. We did a little bit of research across the board just because we had slots. So we did get a little bit for some of these, for whatever it was worth. Honestly, we actually gained up most of the front wing. I mean, we didn't quite get it in a high speed. We got, relatively close to medium speed. And then we were over on low speed. So a net gain probably, especially once you consider the other pieces. That's probably okay. Rear wing, we actually almost beat it. We went way over on low speed, almost got exactly where we need to be on medium, and then we were also very close on high, and we gained these other extra things. So, and we actually doubled DRS delta changes. So that's really good. Getting that research done. Weird that did we not do any side pods, really? Got underfloor, so I mean that's fine, and then suspension. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm surprised that we didn't do side pods. I thought we did. Oh well. Again, cost cap reduction by exactly 5 million bucks. Price share stays the same. So we did lose 3 million bucks by dropping down that one spot. I mean, it's not the end of the world. The bigger jump will be from 7 to 6 if we can get that, which will be ideal. Any changes here? I don't think so. I don't think any of these are changing at all. I mean, the one good thing about us being further down is that we do get a couple more hours, I suppose, in wind testing, you know, hours. So there's a slim benefit of being a slot down, I guess. All right, choosing our powertrain. Now this, I've actually thought about this throughout the last season, right? I am very tempted to go with Mercedes over here. And the reason I'm tempted to go with Mercedes over here is because we're going to be at 90% power, but the power loss is so much lower. Plus, I believe it has the best, let's see, ERS durability is second best. So, right, for example, Red Bull has the worst ERS durability. Mercedes has the second best behind Ferrari. While also being the best power loss threshold. The second best wear resistance, which is awesome, which we definitely want to, I mean, that's the thing. We need to keep alive longer, you know? I mean, on the flip side of that, yeah, here we go. There's better stats. We're third on fuel efficiency, but that's still better than Red Bull, right? So there's that kind of going for us. And then second, like I said, second on gearbox durability as well, which is really awesome. Now, Red Bull does have the best gearbox durability. Now, the reason I'm okay with Mercedes over gearbox in this regard is because we do have more gearboxes in general, right? And right now we're using a Ferrari engine. So we're going to be a step above, you know, better durability even than the Ferrari engine we had last season. And again, like I said, our gearboxes lasted the entire season anyway. So having the gearbox being a little bit lower is fine with me, as long as what really matters is the ERS durability being better, and then just the overall engine durability being better. I think those are both good for us. I think this is fine. And yeah, is it going to be as powerful? No, it's actually the least powerful engine here, but, and maybe that comes back and bites us in the rear end. But let's think of it this way. We know Mercedes is using the Mercedes engine, right? We know. I assume Mercedes is using the Mercedes engine. And Mercedes is obviously not a bad car. They were what? I think they were definitely in the top 8, right? Or something like that. So we know this engine is capable of doing good things. Yeah, we might not be the fastest for the first couple of races when teams have brand new engines. But as we get a little bit further into the season, we're going to lose less and potentially be more equal with them. So I think this is fine, at least for one more season, where we're in a position where, we can even see, you know, the best team finish. Mercedes third place. We're not getting third place anyway, right? But this is fine. Like, we know this engine's capable. So we're going to go with Mercedes engine. It's the same. It's actually a little bit less than the Ferrari engine, which is good. Interesting enough that the Red Bull is one of the cheaper engines. That's crazy. But yeah, we're going to go with Mercedes. I'm happy with that. We are going to have a negative amount here, unfortunately, but I'm assuming that's going to be okay. So we got some people hired for next season. There's our guys coming in. There's Theo, Mr. Dan. Upgrade complete. Good stuff. Cool. Did we just get like a loan or something, or what had objectives? Okay, so we did fail, so they are disappointed with objectives for last season, but still very confident overall. So I'm pretty happy with that. It says no debt at the moment. Yeah, we're still okay on everything. I still don't understand where did the money go from the... I don't think I ever saw the 12 million show up. Am I just blind? Income, board payments, prize money. Yeah, where's the 12 million bucks? I'm very confused about this. Okay, whatever. I guess it just doesn't exist unless I missed it somewhere. Internal car report. So 2023 performance, 2024. We're already got a better top speed. Acceleration's a little bit lower. DRS effectiveness is a little bit lower. But low speed, medium speed, high speed, dirty air tolerance, brake cooling, engine cooling, all... I mean, look how much of a difference the brake cooling is. 20% to 65% from 1 year. And then engine cooling is even better, obviously, we worked on that a lot. Now, this is great. This is a good place to start. Some scouting completed on some young drivers. Good stuff. We definitely want to design some new car parts with our new technical chief. pit crew. Obviously, we knew this was going to drop off, but really, I mean, it definitely did not drop off to its, you know, its lowest level, right? Like, it dropped off a bit, but we have a much better place to start than we did even that last season, so that's good. We got man hours coming up. Not man hours. What am I trying to say? ATR hours. Why did I say man hours? ATR. I think I saw this, and I was trying to say man out of that. I don't know. ATR hours coming up. In fact, they started already, so we definitely want to get some parts going. The test center. That's a good time for the test center to come on board. Get a little bit of a boost across the board with all of those. That's awesome. I'm really still confused about the money from the pit crew stuff. Speaking of pit crew, we can go ahead and plug this in. When is the first race? First race is in 53 days. So I think we can go the entire month here. I don't think we even have to worry about any sort of rest here. We are going to start off with pit stop time and then see where that just cuts off. So we're still gaining, still gaining, still gaining. So we'll go pit stop time here. We might not be gaining any more. Let's see if we get any more here. Another day in here. No, it looks like we might stop. Yeah, we're gaining everywhere except until we get to 0.15 there. So we will switch this one then over to pit stop drill. So the fact that we can already start pit stop drills or start pit stop drills is awesome. Like this is, we're going to have a pit crew by the end of this season that not only is got maxed out on all of its pit stop drill training itself, but is probably also got the car building maxed out. We're very close to it. All right, so just make sure the pit stop timing is not dropping at all. I mean, I guess we'll go until we get tired. I mean, if we don't get tired, we don't get tired, right? I mean, it just seems a little cruel to work our pit crew 7 days a week, but you know, whatever. I'm sure we're paying them quite a bit of money, so they can just deal with it. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be even remotely close to being tired. We'll just keep this going all the way across. Cool. Oh, nope, that just barely put us weary. So we'll definitely avoid going weary. And I think we're okay with that. All right, so looking at this last one, let's see which one gets us the best. 1.91. 1.92. So tires appears to be the best. And tires is going to boost up what? The wheel gun to back up to the max. Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with maxing out the wheel gun. And then, you know, we'll work on other stuff after that. New tires on, use tires off. That looks good. No, this looks fine. And again, it's going to give us, if it's going to give us the best or lowest chance of mistake, I am happy with that. Cool. We'll plug that in. And I like all that. I guess we have no money. I was going to start developing car parts. We have no money, which is really weird. Again, I'm expecting 12 million bucks and I have no idea where it's at. Where's my 12 million bucks, guys? Seriously. It's nowhere. I don't understand. Like, am I just blind that it showed up and got used already? I don't think so. Oh well. Current projections with all staff and everything else included, looks like we're going to spend about just a little bit under 20 million on all of that stuff. So obviously we haven't even started. Normal car part development. I think this is, I don't know what this is. What is that? Wait a minute. Is that just general? Is that just the starting car stuff? Like before you even really get into it? Maybe that's all it is. All right. I guess we will continue here. I'm very frustrated that we have no money. Because obviously I would like to start some car part development right this second. I mean, if we don't do an intense, we can. I guess maybe not doing an intense is okay. Can at least start something. Probably the underfloor. Underfloor is just typically the best, and just putting a bunch of hours into it. You know what? Just because I want to get something going, let's just start a maxed out underfloor. Just get it rolling. And let's, obviously we're going to lower the lifespan again, as always. A little bit of a cheat, sort of, but we'll go with it. I'm going to lower the drag reduction. I'm going to lower the airfoil sensitivity. We're just going to focus on the downforce. and which obviously does lower top speed a smidge, but really boost these up quite a bit. Really, the one we need to boost up the most is the high speed, though. So let's see if we can max that out a little bit more. That looks a little bit better, maybe. Looks like medium speed, probably the one we can boost the least. Still get a small gain, but just not. It's not going to move us up a spot, but I think that's okay. This moves low speed up to 13th. Medium speed will stay at 13th, and high speed will move up to 15th overall. I mean, that's not counting what other people do, but that's okay. I think something like this is fine. I mean, I could arguably just bump this up a smidge just because it feels yucky to have a negative value, you know? Is that still going to keep us where we want to be? Actually, what would be the highest I can put this at to still gain, you know, some points? I think something like that is fine. Yeah, we'll go with that. We're just going to do normal, I guess. I mean, no matter what we do, this will be done in time for the race. And then 10 days. What is it? Is this one? Our underfloor is 10 days or 8 days? Oof, I can't remember. I don't think it matters either way. We could go ahead and plug in some points here, though, just to make sure we get it for secure for both cars. Which would be what? I think it's 8 days. All right, you know what? I'm 8, 7, 17. I'm just trying to remember that because I'm kind of curious now. 8 days. Okay. I should write these down. I really should. 10, 3, 3, 8, 8, 8. Okay, so it's the only one that's 10 is the chassis. These two I always remember these. These are 3. I knew that. And then everything else is 4. That I think I can remember now that I've actually taken the time to look at that. All right, so underfloor again. Get all the hours because we have no money for anything else. I mean, even if somehow we get some more money here in a minute, I'm still okay with putting max hours into this because the underfloor is just that important. Max you out. And then you were at the limit. There. 8, 7, 17. Yep, there we go. Cool. Go with that. So 16 days to craft both. Of course, that only gives us 1 apiece. So if we crash, we're in trouble. But 16 days to craft both. So that we want it at 50, 40, 37, 36 probably. 36 days. 36 days. There we go. Go with a normal approach. I think this is okay. All right, that's all of our money. Very unfortunate. I mean, it is what it is, but and maybe we could have saved one less facility that we built, things like that. I mean, I could see that argument now. Truth be told, I was counting on that 12 million bucks, and we probably got it, and I just missed it. But I'm also really strongly thinking that we just didn't get it at all. Oh, what is going on here? Oh, this is just our team hub. I do not care. I'm not spending extra money to get it done sooner. Do not care that that is delayed. Yeah, I'm really frustrated with that money. I don't know where it went. Oh, it's so weird. I'm gonna have to, you guys are gonna have to let me know. Or, like, did I miss it showing up? Because if we got 12 million bucks, I think I would have noticed. Now, I think we did get a little bit of an increase of money, like a couple million bucks, but I don't think we got 12 million bucks. Am I wrong that it's 12 million bucks? Is it something else? I'll look at it later. It's not that big of a deal. I thought it was 12 million bucks. I could just have made that up entirely. There's our race simulator. Good stuff. Getting that done. Weekly development for our racers. Up to 100%. Maxed out. I like it. I like that our new guy's already getting some better rating. That is awesome. Still not enough money to do anything with at the moment. Well, 400. What is it? Like 700 for the cheapest? 700. Yep. So, at 700, we could get a chassis, but I don't know if that's really what we're looking for. I mean, we'll get some money at the beginning of the month, but not really ideal. Factory upgrade is done, so now we can do 3 projects, finally. Plus a little bit of a development speed increase, which I don't think that changes any of the 8, 10, 3, 3, 6, 8, 8, 8s. Increase construction speed on what? Oh, the team up. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care about the team hub coming in any sooner. Yeah, I don't think any of these numbers will have changed just from a 4% increase. Yeah, none of them do. All right, that is that. Oh, wait, is it just? I might have misunderstood what it means. Development speed. Oh no, it's for car part manufacturer. Yeah. Okay, I was correct about that. I mean, obviously another factory upgrade someday would be nice just to get 4 projects, but we'll go with what we got for now. 3 is going to make a massive difference already. Vic is exhausted. That's okay. Yes, I know we have idle engineers, but I mean, I could have finished the thing sooner, but I just didn't feel like there was a point. I was hoping it would get enough money to do something else. Now we have some money, so there's that. Driver development. So Piastri getting some more cornering and more adaptability. Good stuff. Theo getting some more adaptability and accuracy. Actually, we should go in and check out all of our staff and make sure they're developing the right things. Because they're probably not. I mean, we still just, I think, want to focus you on underfloor where possible. Underfloor, front wing, rear wing, wherever that's going to come into play. Side pods, I think that's probably okay. Which one, though? Downstream or... rear wing's a little bit further behind, so we'll do downstream airflow. Head of aerodynamics, I want you to focus on what? Kind of okay with you being balanced, actually. You're already fairly balanced across the board anyway, right? Lowest is 86, highest is 91. But even if you scratch out the 81 or the 91, he's 86 to 88. Like that's such a small margin. Like balance is probably 100% okay. Race engineer, we want you to focus on maxing out your composure first, and then communication second. So that would be, yep, responsiveness looks good. I think you're still on responsiveness. Yep, you are. Pretty sure we set you on, yeah, industry standards. That's good. Need to get those maxed out. And then we'll go look at the drivers. We already got you focusing on long runs. Trying to get the smoothness up, I think, is the big thing. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think I'm okay with what you're focusing on. You're focusing on long runs as well. I still think that's okay as well. More smoothness feels like a really good idea. Theo, probably kind of the same thing. Smoothness. If we can also sneak in overtaking. His overtaking is really bad. Is there a thing with smoothness and overtaking? There's overtaking, defending, control, and braking. I mean, control would be good too, to be fair. Smoothest, overtaking, defending, reactions. Nope, that's what we're looking for. Race strategy. Let's go for it. Fortunately, his morale's a bit low. All right, training schedule. Now we actually have a race coming up, so we need to make sure this is situated properly. We'll go cumulative. Obviously, they're weary here. I don't think we're gaining anything for the pit stop stuff, so we are going to be focusing on pit stop errors. We will get rid of these, I think, at this point. Now we'll move a few of them over to pit stop drills. We are weary, so let's get rid of some of these now. See where that gets us. Just on the edge of tired, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong line. We're over there. So we've actually got quite a bit more that we can do. Still good. Still good. Only one more? Don't think we can do the second one. We cannot. Cool. All right, that's fine. That looks good. And then I'll come back. Actually, let me confirm this for a second. And let's go check out. Is the race after that one right after it? It is, isn't it? No, it's not. Actually, 2 more weeks. Okay, so then we can go pretty crazy to the end of the month after Bahrain. So we can max these out, I think. Stop drills. If we start losing time on the estimated pit stop, then obviously that'll be a good point to boost that up. But for now, we're going to stick with all these other ones. We don't have a way to see. Yeah, we don't have the speed attribute anywhere on here. All right, so now let's click on, or let's hover over this one and see what reduces our chance mistake the most. 153 looks like. Which is raising, lowering car. So nothing on the wheel gun because we're already maxed out. This will max out jacks and it will get, I mean, we're going to be maxed out on our trading very soon. Cool. I'm okay with this. Plug all that in. We do have money for car development again, finally. A little unfortunate to get this late, but it is what it is. Can't do anything about it. We don't have any hours left though, so that's okay. Where are we currently on brake? Engine cooling is really bad again. I'd really like to focus on that again, to be honest, because we just need our engine to last the entire season. And we're better than we were last season, but we're still not like great, right? So I think putting something into engine cooling. In fact, we're probably going to be very close to maxing out the engine cooling entirely. Lose a little bit more top speed. I'm just not going to worry about top speed right now. I mean, I probably should be worried about top speed, but it's just not my priority right this second. This is going to move up 10 spots on the engine cooling. And I think that is... I think that's a good place to start. And it's going to give us apparently a little bit of low speed. Actually, it's actually going to give us a lot of stuff. And some tiny bit of acceleration. But no, I think this is fine. Focus on engine cooling first, and then we can kind of do the next set, can kind of bring it back a little bit. Still normal. We're going to stick with that. And 35. I don't think there's any way we can get this done in time. We cannot. But we could get it done in time for Jeddah, I think, right? Yes. Because this is an 8-day thing. So we could get it done in time for Jeddah for at least one of our guys. Which puts us at 28. Puts us there, basically. I guess that's okay. It still gives us one engineer apiece for 2 more projects, which won't get done in time for these, but we can at least get them started. I think this is fine. Okay. What else we got that's not great? I mean, the rear wing, front wing, honestly, I think are going to be next. Brake cooling is actually mostly okay. I mean, I do want to work on brake cooling a little bit, but for the moment, brake cooling is actually one of the things we're best at compared to everybody else. So I think front wing or rear wing will be our last 2 pieces. Front wing primarily focusing on the downforce up front. It does lower brake cooling a little bit, which I don't know that I want that to happen. Don't really need as much high speed. I mostly want to focus on the medium speed and low speed. Probably mostly low speed. And then just enough brake cooling to kind of maybe not drop a spot if we can. Something like that. So we gain 2 spots in low speed. We do just happen to gain 2 spots in brake cooling just because I don't want to drop any. But overall, hopefully looking better overall. Really just focusing on the low speed. We're really not gaining anything on medium speed, but that's just because we're already kind of in an okay spot on medium speed. I'm okay being a 13th rent car at the moment. We'll work on medium speed kind of as a unit once we get low speed worked out. Oh, I did not lower this. That will make a big difference. Yeah, that's just, we'll just count that as just being a boost across the board. Well, looks like we could lower high speed a smidge. Because, I mean, high speed is going to come from the rear wing, primarily. Well, I say that, I'm just probably going to be more DRS than anything, but maybe something like that. I think I'm okay with this. Normal again, just one engineer, unfortunately, I can't get it done for quite some time. It will get done in time for Melbourne, but we might be able to put some more engineers on it once the underfloor gets done. And then we got enough money for the front wing, or the rear wing, I should say. Again, lifespan goes down. I mean, mostly I'm going to focus on the DRS Delta, I think, for this, because I think that's where we're going to try and make up some ground from our engine not being good. We're going to hope that our DRS Delta can help us be better. Airflow sensitivity can go down. We'll lower the low speed from this one because that's not what this part's going to be focused on mostly. I mean, really, it's just going to be drag reduction and DRS Delta. It's going to be the two things we're going to want the most. This is going to be how we're going to get some of our top speed back. All right, if we lower... Honestly, I think right there, we're going to gain a lot of spots on DRS effectiveness, a little bit of high speed, a lot of high speed, actually, and a good chunk of our top speed back that we lost from other parts. Tiny bit of acceleration, which isn't much, but a big chunk of DRS effectiveness, and I think I'm okay with that. It's not huge gains up here, but I think it's going to be okay. I think we're going to be okay with this. I mean, we're getting 0 low speed off this rear wing, but it's so much high speed. Maybe this is the wrong way to go about this, but I'm kind of okay with it. All right, that's going to be a big chunk of our money, but we got to get the design stuff going. Unfortunately, we're not going to have enough money to manufacture an underfloor in a minute, but we got, because we're missing 12 million bucks, I think, maybe, probably. Maybe we're not. Maybe it's been there the whole time and I'm just crazy. Hey, I love getting new... Oh, no, this isn't a new guy. This is the guy we had last year. But hey, you know what? If he continues to gain points, maybe we keep him. I mean, he's not... If he gets into the 90s for composure, might be all right. This first episode is going to be just setting up for this first race, I think. All right, underfloor is done. Unfortunately, we have no money to actually build it. Because why would we? This is what, 1.2 million, I think? Oh, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Why did I think it was more expensive? I think I'm just thinking of research and stuff. So no, we actually do have enough money to build a pair of these. And get them in time for the first race. Alright, fine. Why not? Let's go for it. Means we can't design a new part right this second, but... Decisions. We are going to have some money coming in. As soon as we get to this first race, that'll obviously get us some more money. Oh yeah, we have idle scouts and idle engineers. Oh, that was my mistake. I'm glad this came up pretty quickly and told me. I wish this would paused and told me that. What I'm looking for. Because obviously we want to put some engineers into one of these. Side pods I don't think is going to change. Which one of these is the shortest? Rear wing's the shortest currently. Can we put enough engineers to get it done for Jeddah? It would have to be about 23 days? Not quite. It's possible with 5 engineers we can get it done and still... Because I don't know where the overlap is. 24 days, 3 days to craft. Is that going to show up before we leave for the race? Or is it going to show up like while we're on the race weekend, which I don't think we can do anything about. So... We still may put the 5 engineers in here because why not? Alternatively, I could just plan to get both parts done for Melbourne, which they currently are already going to be done for Melbourne, right? 34 plus 6 would be 40. So no, they're already both going to be done for Melbourne. So no, I guess we'll go ahead and plug this in. There's a chance it could get done in time for the second race. I mean, if we need to do another, if we get enough money for another design, then I'll pull one of those engineers back off, I guess. Yep, getting some performance boost. Love to see it. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch the videos or something. I have no idea where that 12 million bucks went. All right, so underfloors are done. Technically, I have a little bit of money to be able to build something else. I mean, maybe the smart money would be to build another underfloor. I was going to save some money, but honestly, having a backup underfloor just already ready to go, probably a really good idea. We're not going to be doing quite as many designs this season. I mean, we're going to do more, don't get me wrong, but nowhere near as many as we did this last season. So we're going to give them both the boost there. Why not? We're still not a great car at the moment, but something. Some improvement is something, I guess. And let's go check out performance targets. I have no idea. I'm going to assume that all teams basically dropped off about the same as they did last season, right? So my assumption is that we're going to start this season basically where we ended last season, more or less. So for that reason, I am going to go ahead and put in qualifying position and things. I'm going to leave it at 14. You know what? I'm actually just going to drop it down to 15 just for this one. I'm still going to have it available, but just in case I'm off, I'd rather be off. We're definitely not going to... I'm sorry. Fastest lap is the one that's free. We will do finish position. I'm going to say 15th again. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'd rather be wrong on the positive side and get points, but still get a little bit of money, than be wrong the other way and get basically nothing. And then we'll say one driver can have a 15. I'm okay with well, you know what? Because we don't know what it's going to be, I'm just going to do a two race hot streak. And then if it looks like we're actually going to be better, then we'll have an opportunity to plug in a higher value one after that. And I think that's going to be fine. Cool. I'm happy with all of that. And we are going to go ahead and get into the first race here before the end of this episode, because I just want to see where we're at. And then that'll probably just be the only race we do this episode. But that's okay. I mean, I don't want this stuff to get worse and like cost us money or something crazy. So as frustrating as it will be to lose some timings on some of these, we're going to just go ahead and shut it down. I can't, we don't have the money for many designs right now anyway. So delaying the designs a little bit, not the absolute end of the world. So I think this is fine. We got one part. We're happy with that.
Welcome to Sakir.
I'm excited for a new season though. I have no idea where we're going to be, but I am excited for a new season. All right, let me, because we have, here's the thing, because we have Theo now, and I do want Theo to develop, we're going to start running Theo in P1 to get him some more development points, right? But, yeah, let me go away, do practice, and probably qualifying, and I will bring you guys right back. All right, we're back for the race. Qualifying did not go too bad, all things considered. We did make it to Q3 with Bottas. He got 10th place overall. Just barely, I think, missed out on... Yeah, really. Just barely missed out on 9th place. Competing with Ferrari, I'll take that. And then Piastri actually made it to Q2 as well. So, pretty good stuff from him there. I mean, his Q1 lap times were actually a smidge better than Magnussen's here, so... we'll see how things go here once we actually get into the race, though. Speaking of race, we got a 22-second pit stop. 80% chance, apparently, of a safety car. That's great. Compound performance is pretty massive between soft and mediums. Actually, still pretty big between mediums and hards, honestly. We've seen much smaller gaps between mediums and hards on other tracks. So, yeah, we're definitely going to be running softs and mediums if at all possible. We'll see how that goes, though. I need to figure out this DHL thing eventually. Cool. All right, let's get into this. And don't think we need to change any parts. I think the parts are fine. So again, soft and mediums would be the way to go. And it looks like that is exactly what they're going to suggest here. I personally would prefer to run soft, medium, soft and just end on a good high note. We'll see if this is actually something that would be reasonable to run. Can we go all the way maxed out here on a couple of these? We can. Looks like we couldn't quite max out the very first stint, maybe. Actually, we might be able to justify this and just basically back off a little bit throughout the races themselves, but something along these lines. That actually might work. I mean, I can't imagine anything else is going to be better than that. I think we're just going to run with that strategy right there. Truth be told, I think we're going to put both drivers on that strategy. We've got, because of last season, you know, the kind of the prep from last season and going into this season, we still have stupidly fast pit stops. So, on that note, we're just going to run them into the same pit window most likely, because their pit stops should be far enough apart as drivers themselves. I mean, we only need a 2-second gap unless a mistake happens. Obviously, if a mistake happens, there's going to be bigger problems there, but more than likely, we should be good with something like this. I don't think there's anything else I need to change around here. Compounds are, yeah, everything looks good. Parts look good. Well, let's go. Hopefully we get a good start to this race. I'm not going to show the driver standpoint again like I did last season because we already saw them all. So we'll show the first couple laps here.
This is it. The Bahrain Grand Prix. And it's lights out.
I mean, no surprise that Red Bull's in the front here. I mean, obviously there's one Ferrari car there. The other one's way back there with us. Yeah, a couple Alpine cars. Oh, there's us right there. Let's see here. We want to turn on battle assist, please. And let's go. I'm jumping up to speed 4 and just kind of get through this first little bit here. Bottas looking all right. Piastri looking all right. I mean, Bottas is starting to drop off a little bit from the Alpine car here, which is obviously not ideal, but as these guys potentially don't push quite as much as we do because of, you know, whatever the strategy they may be running, hopefully we can kind of stay caught up there, especially once we get into the DRS zones. Our DRS I think is better than a lot of the cars, so hopefully we can gain some benefit from that. All right, let's go ahead and move you to top up. Bottas to top up. And basically settle in here. Piastri did pass already. Good stuff. Keep it up, my friend. We'll run the heavy fuel for at least the first probably 6 laps here. And should have plenty of time for the course of the rest of the race to get that fuel back. But losing that chunk of weight is going to be a really good thing for us, I think. I think we can safely go up to speed 8 here. Kind of settle into a groove here. Piastri moving up to 13th. That is awesome. We are... Okay, you know what? I did forget. We are less fuel efficient in this car than we were in our old one. So normally I would go... Normally I go about a little bit, about 1.2 kilograms over. We're actually a bit further than that. So I'm going to have to drop off the fuel, unfortunately. It's fine. Hopefully, if we can get it back. Well, we'll definitely get it back. We just might not be able to push at the end. I just need to take that into account, the fact that we are less fuel efficient than these engines. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Please don't be us. I was going to say, because here we come. We're in the area. Thankfully, we were not involved in that. Okay, that does move us up to 8th for the moment. I'm going to keep pushing the tires a little bit longer. At least until we get a little bit more on our ERS. Actually, we're starting to get a little bit scary. I like to move back over to neutral before I turn off the pushing on the tires, though, if we can. I think one or two more laps, and I think we'll be able to drop off the tire pressure. You know, we are starting to burn faster than I expected. Okay, we're going to go back to neutral, and we're going to go back to aggressive. Hopefully that's enough of a drop to get us back into a good place. I mean, even on neutral with the ERS battle assist setting, as long as we're right behind other cars, there's a good chance that we will still generate, you know, power. So I'm okay with that. We might have to go down to yellow. Especially if the tire temperature doesn't come back down. Not ideal. Looks like we might. All right, let's drop down to yellow just for at least a lap or two, just to try and get these tires cooled off a bit more. Piastri's, I say right behind, but he is next in line behind Bottas. Thankfully, there's a couple second gap. as I said, we only need a couple seconds to make sure we can get through pit stop, okay? Which, that's exactly what we got right now. All right, I think we might have to pit a smidge early, but we can manage that. All right, Piastri about dropping back off a little bit. I mean, we're not pushing the tires anymore, so that's going to be a big part of that. I think we'll have to go one lap early, maybe. Yeah, because I think we got to plan out the pits right now, which is fine. One lap early is not that bad. We can deal with that. Still within our strategy. And honestly, what's the gap here? Plenty. I think we're fine. Unless there's a mistake. Obviously, if there's a mistake, then we're not fine. But we're counting on not having mistakes, right? We'll find out. We are going to go ahead and full on attack here, full on deploy, and honestly, we're going to full on push. I know it's a little bit dangerous to push like that, but I really want to get as much of a good lap here as possible as we're coming in for the pit stop. And we drop below 30% right there at the end. I don't think that's going to hurt us too much. Of course we're going to have a bad pit stop right as we have guys coming in here. Of course, that's exactly what's going to happen.
What's happening?
Of course. I mean, it could have been the other way around and we would have been fine, right? Like, if the 3.9 seconds was on Piastri, no problem. But because I stacked them exactly, 3.5 seconds apart, that was going to guarantee that we had a mistake 100% every time. It's just the way life works. I mean, not life, but you know what I mean. Oh, goodness. Let me slow down here a little bit so I can actually issue orders here. I want to keep heavy on that while we warm up the tires. And then once the tires are warm, we will drop back off the fuel. A little bit of top up here, just because we're not really going to be. Tires aren't warm yet anyway. Cannot believe that. That's crazy. It figures. Exactly. My plan would go against me. I don't think he got delayed by much, though, to be fair. So I think it actually still ended up okay. All right, there we go. Drop off the fuel. There's really not much to push here, unfortunately. So we're just going to stay top up for this bit. Same for you. Drop off the fuel and stay top up. Okay, we're good there. So yeah, obviously the bad pit stop really messed us up big time. So kind of not too surprised about that. I mean, I'm not expecting too many bad pit stops over the course of the season, so I'm not going to stress that one too much right now. I mean, it's still early in the race. We still got plenty of time to get back in this. I mean, there's a slim chance both drivers get points. I mean, we're not miles off both drivers getting points like that. Let's put it that way. I don't think they will, because I think it's going to be, we're going to be lucky if one of them does, but we're not, like I said, miles away from both. All right, probably one more lap here, and then we will probably back off the tire pushing a little bit. Yep, I think that's good. Let's go to neutral. Let's drop this off to aggressive. How are we doing over here? You got a little bit more to go before I feel like comfortable dropping you back. I mean, the fuel's concerning me a little bit. I've got to figure out my pattern for fuel again. Because like I said, last season, basically, if I ran hard out for the first, effectively 10% of the race, the first, like, for example, this is almost 60 laps. So the first 6 laps, if I ran hard out, I was right about that 1.2 kilograms. This season, obviously, it was drained much quicker because obviously different engines. So I've got to figure out where that break point is, where I can drop off this season. Because I really want to get the weight down as much as possible and kind of go from there. I mean, it may be the same thing. Maybe just get to about 1.1, probably about 1 kilogram of fuel dumpage, if you will, and then start going into a normal setup. All right, let's put you back down to aggressive. Hopefully we didn't push you too long. I don't think we did. We'll stay here on aggressive for a bit. I mean, we are... I don't know. I mean, Norris is going to have to pit soon. Ocon's going to have to pit soon. But they may only be pitting once? Surely not. There's no way they're pitting once, right? This is a double pit track for everybody, isn't it? We'll just settle in here. Might actually be able to push the mediums a bit more than I'm realizing, because I mean we are actually getting above this line a little bit, and the line is still tracking okay. We'll just settle in for a little bit here, but we might start pushing here again in a moment. If I can, I'd like to get this tire to go maybe 1 lap past the optimal, just so we can make sure we run the softs at the end. Super crazy long. All right, Bottas is back up into 10th at the moment, but again, he does need to come in for one more pit stop here at the very end. All right, Bottas has dropped off that line quite a bit, so we're going to go back up to an attack. You're coming off this line quite a bit as well. We'll give you maybe another lap, and then we'll probably put you on attack as well. Now they are several seconds apart, so a double pit here should definitely be okay. All right, we're definitely going to go back up to attack now. Fuel's not dropping off quite as much as I was hoping. That's going to be a little scary here towards the end if it doesn't drop off more. Again, that's just getting used to the new engine. Say with Piastri right behind Ocon, we might have put some fuel conservation on him, but he's actually dropping off of Ocon a bit. I mean, Piastri is right behind Hulkenberg. Is his name right? Hulkenberg? Something like that. So I think we can do it to conserve. Just monitor him, though. All right, he's dropping off too much now. We gained a little bit. Little bit. It's not much. We gained a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to go 1 lap past optimal, I think. Really struggling to fuel here. I'm not happy about that. I think I'm going to be okay with the engines in the long run, but I just got to get used to the fuel consumption quite a bit more. All right, here comes Bottas across the line. Then we'll schedule his pit here. All right, go. So pit options, bring you out on your softs. I'm assuming it's these, right? These are the best ones. Piastri's... Oh, it's because he's further back. I was like, why is he still optimal? There we go. That's what we're looking for. So now we're going to bring you back out on your softs as well. Your softs actually will last longer. I probably could have pitched you a lap earlier, come to think of it. Normally I'd push a little bit more here, but we will go kind of deploy, try to get a good time here on this last lap before we pit in and carry that over into the next lap. But yeah, just the fuel thing is just not in a good, happy place. Let's get a good fast lap here. We need one just for the leaderboard, if nothing else. Yeah, there we go. 1 point. That's amazing. That's a great lap pit stop right there. All right, I'm going to slow down so I can make sure I can issue some instructions here as he's coming out of this. I usually like to pull off the ERS a little bit until they get their tires warmed up. All right, go ahead and go to top off. I mean, we are technically right in line with some guys. Maybe we can conserve. I mean, normally conserve, I would, well, let's leave it balanced until the tires warm up, but we might go conserve here in a moment if he's still behind some people. Why are we still... I'm looking at the wrong guy. I was like, what is going on? I'm looking at these numbers. Normally, I don't watch Piastri. I forgot I watched him for the pit stop. I was like very confused there for a second. All right, this is fine. Tire should heat up pretty quickly here. All right, do a little bit of a push. No, we're not gonna, there's not much to deploy, but maybe we can get something here. I guess I'm bringing you guys for the entire race. Just at this point, why not? It's the first race of the season. Why not? We can deploy a little bit more. That looks good. Start topping up. Same for you. Maybe we can get one more push at the end. Do we expect anybody else to pit? Probably not. But these guys might get low enough that we just pass them outright, which in theory could put him up into 10th. I think that's about as good as we're going to hope for, though. And really, it's going to come down to this fuel usage at this point. I mean, Piastri, I think will be okay. 0.4, it's going to be tight, but I think he'll be okay. 0.5, I mean, this is going to be borderline with Bottas. Bottas just needs to get it behind somebody so he can leach some DRS. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of leaching with Piastri for a moment while he's in these DRS zones. Just to get a little bit more back. Probably this second DRS will be fine. He actually passed somebody while conserving there. All right, he's at 0.1. That should be plenty. He should definitely get that back with 10 laps to go. It's really just Bottas that I'm worried about here. Did they tell me the wrong tires? I think they told me the wrong tires. That the plan had the wrong tires in there. Huh. I mean, we're still barely good. I'm glad I waited that extra lap. I think based on the trajectory, we're still going to be okay. But wow, that's frustrating that they lied to us. You have two 100% tires left. No, we don't. Maybe it's because you're using two of the same tire. I just didn't know how to plug in which one where. That's probably what it was. Which one do you start with? That's true. When you're plugging in both softs, how's it going to know which one you're starting with? The one with full tread or the one with a little bit of, a little bit of damage to it already? I guess that does make some sense there. We're borderline going to be okay. I don't know. We might have to conserve a little bit towards the end. I'm hoping we get caught up a little bit here before that happens, though. Guess I can go up to speed 8 here, sorry. I'm also hoping we get enough regen here to help that out. I don't want to drop off the tire if we can help it. Because I really need to close this gap. No, these guys aren't going to pit. There's no way. So I don't know that we close this gap enough. I think we're not getting points this first race, which is unfortunate. But it's still a decent race overall. I just don't think we're getting points in this first race. All right, Piastri's fine on his fuel, obviously. The fact that Bottas is in open air means he's not getting a lot of regen, even with the top off stuff. I think we've got to drop him down to aggressive for a bit. It means he's never going to catch these guys, but I just don't know what we can do here. Got to preserve this to the end here. I think he'll be okay on fuel. Barely. Now, Bottas is catching Tsunoda. He might be able to get close enough to steal 11th. Maybe. Not if he's going to have to push his tire down even further. Goodness. No, there's no way. He's going to drop back too much now with not being able to push this tire. Or the fuel. Honestly, at this point, we got to cross the line. So we're going to have to drop down to conserve here. Technically, Piastri could push a bit more. We are definitely going to go deploy with him, though. And I guess at this point, we're going to go deploy with you. If I watch you like a hawk, we can go a little bit aggressive on the fuel. Yeah, it's good enough. Maybe we gained something. It's hard to tell without me looking at the track. All right, we're back to normal here. We can go normal here. I think we're going to settle into 12th. Don't think we're going to lose it at this point. I guess we can go full on attack here at the last lap. I should have done that sooner. It's not going to matter. It's just going to secure our spot really more than anything. No, we're fine. 12th place. It's okay to start the season 12th place. I mean, I would love to have gotten some points. It's fine. 12, honestly, the big win is Piastri being at 15th. Honestly, these guys are relatively close right now. And that's actually a huge win. And the the couple seconds we lost in pit stop might have gotten us, we might have been able to get 11th there. We're not going to get a lot of errors this season, so getting one early on is probably okay. Wow, Lando Norris only pit once. So did Ocon. Both those guys did. Wow. Fair enough. But most guys pit twice, so it's not like we had a bad strategy. Just not the strategy everybody else was using. Tsunoda being for Williams, though. That means, oh, and Lando, I forgot. McLaren is obviously one of the ones that we're looking for. Yeah, I mean, McLaren's got the points. Actually, Haas didn't get points. They got points last season. Okay. Well, McLaren might be our new competition here. Obviously, still winning this one for whatever that's worth. I don't know. Like, so frustrating. I'm going to have to go back. I am definitely going to go back and look at that because it's definitely frustrating me a bit. We did get some development for Theo, so that feels good. And we got a bunch of sponsor money. We actually hit all of our goals, right? Didn't we? Except for the fastest lap, which obviously was not one we put up. We hit all of our guarantees. Feeling pretty good. Honestly, if we can get to the point where we can guarantee both drivers are top 15, those are some good guarantees there. But that might be a little hard. No, it was a good race. It was a good race. Good solid start to the season. We don't have a lot of development parts yet. So as we develop more, I mean, obviously I know other teams are going to develop more as well. But I think we're going to do a better job. At least that's my hope. But yeah, that's a good start. I mean, it's a long first episode, but I wanted to kind of get into this first race here. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. The rest of the races will be a little bit quicker, and obviously the in-between bits will be a little bit quicker as well. Not quite as much stuff to do as there is at the beginning of the season. But I think it's a good start to the season. We got a little bit of money. We can do some more manufacturing and design as needed. Money's going to trickle in a little bit. I think once we get to, actually March 1st is going to be a perfect time for us. We'll get a big chunk of money there. But I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.